We live in the most exciting times in the music industry. It's like CDs replacing tapes, and then MP3s replacing CDs, and then MP3 downloads being replaced by streaming, and then streaming being replaced by AI. And if you don't pay attention, you are going to get left behind. And in this video, I really want to cover how you can market your music, how you can blow it up, and trigger Spotify's AI. My name's Chris, also known as the artist Manafest. I have over 130 million streams on Spotify. We got about 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. And if you watched my first 30 days challenge on how we literally took a song from 0 streams, it had 63 a day, all the way to thousands. And the $1,000,000 question is, once you started marketing and promoting your songs, what happens when you turn off the ads? What happens when you stop promoting, right? Because I have songs that are like 10 plus years old and they're still getting hundreds of thousands of streams a month, millions of streams a year, yet I don't even market and promote them anymore. But there's this thing called momentum that still has kicked in, and that's because I've triggered Spotify's algorithm, and the skip rate was so low, and the save rate and the playlist ad was high, and people listened to the majority of the thing, that Spotify said, hey, this is a great song, we're just going to promote this song for you. So that's what I did with this other song that wasn't getting barely any streams. I wanted to say, hey, this song is good, but I just don't think Spotify knows about it. There's just not enough buzz around this song. And so I promoted it for like over 30 plus days, but then I turned the ads not off, but I started to dial them back. But what's happened to the streams? And that's the $1,000,000 question I want to answer right now as I share my screen. So I'm in my Spotify for Artists dashboard right here, and I can see 172 people are streaming my music right now. And if I click on music and I search my song Help, because that was the song that I was marketing and promoting, and if we go for the last 12 months, we can scroll down here and we can say, okay, yeah, you're getting only like 80, 100 streams a day, right? Sometimes 47, sometimes 76. And then we turned on ads and we started promoting this song. We jumped all the way up to 719, to 845, to 1,037, all the way to 1,493 streams. And then I started to turn down the ads. I wasn't promoting as much. And as you can see here, we dropped down to about 1,231 streams on Monday, and yesterday, 1,100 streams. But I want to tell you, the budget that I'm spending now is nothing compared to what I was spending at the height of this campaign. And I'm still getting saves, I'm still getting playlist ads, and if we click on streams and actually playlists, and if we look at even the last 28 days, we can see, sure, I drove 3,000 streams from ads, but then we can also see that Discover Weekly brought me 722 streams, radio 434, mixes 232, my algorithmic playlist here 172.84. So like Spotify's really promoting this song. Even in the last 7 days, if you look at it, like I only drove 800 streams, where the algorithm drove 290, so it might as well be 300, about 350. 400, 450, I'd say. Yeah, about 450 streams they drove, all right? But if we look at my Facebook Ads Manager, okay, so today we can see that I'm spending $30 Canadian. We can see that yesterday, if I go yesterday, I spent $37. And if we go September 1st, we can see that I spent $40, right? So I'm slowly dialing this ad back and not spending as much. If we go back even one more month and we go August 30th, we can see I spent $44. So I've been slowly dialing this budget back, and I'm going to dial it back even more. So if I go again yesterday, we spent $37. Today we're only going to spend $30, and I've already spent $15 so far, and we've driven about 71 plus people over here. We've reached 6,812 people, and obviously I'm still getting lots of streams, right? So what's cool is I did the work on the front end, right? Because we weren't really getting anything was really happening until I turned on ads. And what's really going to be exciting, and I'll do another update next week, is that where are the streams going to end up when I actually turn this off? Because if you remember, I also opted this song in to Spotify discovery mode. So if I clicked on campaigns here and I click on discovery mode, you can see right here that, look, September, there's 98 songs of mine are opted in to discovery mode. And it says check back on September 11th. Your campaign is live, but data takes a few days to stabilize. So right now, I've opted in my song Help so that discovery mode can start sharing the song out. And that's what I want. I want them to start promoting the song. So if you go to adsmanager.facebook.com, it'll pull up your ads manager. And then what you do is you click on campaigns or up here and you go to all tools. And then you click on audiences. All right. I don't see it over here, but I do see it right here because I've already used it. It's not audience insights. It's actually audiences. I don't know why I don't see it here. If I keep looking, I'll see it. There it is. Audiences right there. So I click on audiences because you're creating a custom audience is what you're doing. And so you click on the blue button that says create audience, and then you want to do custom audience. And then you got to decide wherever you want to retarget traffic. If I want to retarget my website, I click on website, I click next. I can click here and go to right here, specific visits to website. And then look, URL contains here. So I put in manafest.com, all right, https:/manafest.com. Okay, hit enter, and audience retention. So look, if this pops up, enter the number of days you want accounts to remain in your audience. So I could say people who have visited my page the last 90 days. But if I want them to be warmer, it'll be last 30 days. Okay, so that's for retargeting audiences, and you give it a name, and then you just click create audience. And then you do the same thing for Instagram and Facebook. Look, Instagram account. Click on that. Click next. Okay, select an Instagram account. Okay, Manafest. Everyone who's engaged with this professional account in the last 36 or last year, or everyone, look at this, there's all these different options. Anyone who's visited this profile account, so engaged means who visits this profile or took an action on this post or ads such as likes, comments, saves, carousel. So this is a much warmer one, but you could just change this to anyone who's visited the profile, and then they're even more warm, all right? And then you just do that for Facebook as well, custom audience, and then Facebook page, okay? Click next, and then people who have engaged with your page, or people who have visited your page, right? Or engaged with a post or an ad, and you can put a specific, ad. So there's so many powerful ways to retarget your posts and online. And if you don't, it's kind of a waste, because then once you've created the audience, then when you're setting up your ad, right? You go to campaigns and set up a new ad, you can target all these different audiences. So these are all the different ways that you can retarget and really maximize your efforts, because if you're posting and you're promoting and you're marketing and doing all this stuff, but then you're not doing anything with the fans to kind of get some ROI back, because everybody always asks me, what's the ROI on that? What's the ROI? Dude, the ROI can be endless if you have a back end. And this is what I was trying to tell you in that 30-day challenge. And if you didn't watch that challenge, go back and watch those days, because amateurs focus on the front end, professionals focus on the back end, and the back end is that pixel. It's retargeting ads and getting people back to buy merch, to buy hats. We have all kinds of merch and whatnot, but like I tell my fans on our Spotify 5-day challenge is that, look, fans can't take an offer you don't make. And do we still sell CDs? Do we still sell vinyl? Yeah, we sell hundreds, thousands every single year, and you can be too. And I want to just answer this as well too. A lot of people ask, well, what's the Facebook pixel? What's this Facebook pixel code? Well, it's just a piece of code that goes on your website that Facebook tracks to know when someone has landed on your page or taken an action or pressed play and listened to your music, and it sends that data back to Facebook to know that they took an action. I know when someone has made a purchase from my ad. Instead of looking at the cost per click, I look at the cost per purchase and making sure that that's a good price based on what I'm spending. Because like if someone's buying a $10 or $15 CD and it only costs me $3 to get that sale, well, then I've 5x'd my money, right? And so there's a lot of different powerful ways to do this. If you need help with this stuff, come to our Spotify 5-day challenge or book a coaching call. Either way, keep taking action, and I'll see you in the next video.